Messerschmitt KR200. During the earlier years of the 20th century, it was common for automobile designers to also design airplanes and vice versa. This perhaps explains why so many vehicles at the time looked better suited for the skies than the roads. This German-made tiny car, affectionately known as the cabin scooter, was produced from the mid-1950s up until 1964. At the time, the KR200 featured a teeny 191cc, two-stroke engine and had a curb weight of just over 500 pounds. 23. The DeVille 16. How does 0-60 in 1.8 seconds sound? What about top speeds over 340 miles per hour? Well, according to the manufacturers, this 5,000 horsepower beast known as the DeVille 16 is capable of both of these feats. It seems like the unofficial motto Dubai is go big or go home, because not only do they own the tallest building ever known to man, but they will soon own the world's fastest production car as well. But as you already expect, you can't get all of that power without forking over big bucks. According to some rumors, prices are north of $1 million per car.
When the night is over, my life is over.
22. Stout Scarab. No, this is not a prototype Volkswagen Beetle. This is called a Stout Scarab, and surprisingly this behemoth is a product of early America automotive engineering. The Scarab was manufactured in the 1930s and early 40s by William Stout, a former Ford Motors executive who rose to fame after the success of the Ford Trimotor airplane he designed. Despite its pitiful looks, the Scarab was considered highly innovative at the time. Not only was it viewed as the first ever family minivan, but the Scarab was also one of the first vehicles to feature an independent coil spring suspension on all four corners. This subversive approach allowed for a much smoother ride when compared to other cars on the road at that time. 21. Sonswift EV. Sonswift is the team behind the EV sports car. As you can probably tell from the photos above, the EV is solar-powered and, believe it or not, is the first car of its kind to be fully road legal in Australia. Unlike other manufacturers in the solar car industry, the goal of the Sonswift team is to produce a full-fledged sports car. While you won't be trading in your V6 engine for a direct current motor right away, you must admit that a range of 500 miles and a max speed of nearly 90 miles per hour isn't too bad. Especially when you consider it cost less than 40 cents to drive over 100 miles. 20. BMW i-ETA. The BMW i-ETA is a single-cylinder microcar which was originally designed by ISO SPA, an early Italian automotive firm. Despite originally being manufactured in Italy, many others outside of the country also began licensing the designs, including automotive companies in the UK, Germany, Brazil, and France. Although the SEG on wheels has had many different manufacturers, the BMW version was by far the most popular, as it ended up selling over 160,000 units in its short 6-year production run. 19. Davis the van. This three-wheeled convertible was produced in the 1940s by the Davis Motor Company of Los Angeles, California. If you're wondering why you've never heard of this Los Angeles-based auto company, it's probably due to the fact that it was only functional for 1 year. Glenn Davis, the brains behind the operations, could have perhaps saved his company and realized his dreams had he paid his staff. Despite initially raising $1,500,000 from over 300 pre-orders, only 13 cars were made before the company went bankrupt due to the numerous lawsuits filed by unpaid employees. Uncle Cabine. Yet another example of what you get when aircraft manufacturers produce cars. This 4-stroke, single-door microcar was manufactured from 1956 to 1958 by German aircraft maker Heinkel. Before this company was into producing microcars, they made many of the highly regarded bomber planes which were used by the Luftwaffe in World War II. Peel P50. What separates the P50 from other microcars on this list is the fact that it is officially the smallest of the small. The P50 is so small it makes today's smart cars look like minivans. In fact, it was originally advertised as being just big enough for one person and a bag of groceries. There wasn't even enough room for a reverse mechanism. Instead, if the driver were in a bind, he'd have to manually maneuver the car. Unfortunately, only 27 of the original lot are still believed to be in existence. Due to their novel appearance and diminishing numbers, P50s which have shown up in auctions over the years have sold in excess of 6 figures.
Maybach music. Can anybody out there